Hello students. Now today we will go for class 9 Civics chapter 5 working of institutions. Okay. So now in this chapter, this first unit it is given, that is how is a major policy decisions taken. We all are knowing that three organs are there, those who are taking the major decisions of our country, that is the legislature, executive and the judiciary. Okay, legislature we all know that they are making laws, executive they implement it, and the judiciary, if any dispute arises, they resolve it. Okay, now so in this chapter we will go for the a government order. First it is given a government order. So how a government order, who has taken, that we have to in this part. A government order. On August 13th, 1990, the Government of India issued a order which was called an Office Memorandum. So the government order, it is actually called the Office Memorandum. So in that, why this Office Memorandum given in our book or given in our chapter, what is the importance of this Office Memorandum? Because in this particular Office Memorandum, that is given the order that says that the other than SC and ST, the 27% job reservation benefit will be given to a new third category called the socially and educationally backward classes, or SEBC. In short, it is called SEBC, means socially and educationally backward classes. So only persons who belong to backward classes were eligible for this quota. Okay, so it is clearly written that 27% seats will be job reservations given to the socially and educationally backward people classes. Okay, now so in this type of major decisions, who will take the decisions? Okay, not only the officials, some means that officials they have to sign it, but one person that they will, if they are signing it, then he will not take this type of major decisions. So this decision, who are the decisions makers? Okay, who decided to issue this memorandum? As such, a major decision would have involved other major functionaries in India, which involves the following. Now first one I am going to, that is the president. Okay, so the president is the head of the state. Here state means country. Okay, so the president is the head of the state, and it is the highest formal authority in India. So president is the highest formal authority in India. Second, which we are getting, that is the prime minister. So the prime minister is the head of the government and takes most of the decisions in the cabinet meeting. Okay, and the last one, that is the third, that is the parliament. Parliament consists of the president and the two houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. These are the houses, and the prime minister must have the support of a majority of Lok Sabha members to pass a memorandum. Okay, so these are the people, those who will take the major decisions. Okay, so when the office memorandum was passed in India, it was a hot debate issue. Why? Because the 27% reservation has given, job reservation has given. Now so that is a hot debate issue. So some felt that this was unfair, as it would deny the quality of opportunity to those who did not belong the backward communities. Okay, so those who are not belonging, they are not getting this facility. So that is the reason many of them they have opposed. Okay, so while others they felt that this would give a fair opportunity to those communities who so far had not adequately been represented in government employment. But many of them they are supporting this, because they thought that they are, from a long time, this people, this backward classes people, they are not getting this opportunity, they are not getting the government employment. So that is the reason they are supporting this. Okay, so this actually it is a hotly debated. Some of them they support it, some of them they have not. So this dispute was finally resolved by the Supreme Court of India by hearing all the cases, and this case was known as the Indira Savanya and others versus Union of India case. Okay, so finally Supreme Court is given the hearing or listening all the things, and after that they are giving their decisions. Now so that case was actually, it was called the Indira Savanya. This is the site of Peoples and the other versus Union of India case. Another side is the Union of India. Okay, so the Supreme Court judges in 1992 declared that this order of the Government of India was valid. So finally Supreme Court, they have given the judgment in 1992 that it is a valid, and thus the disputes came an end, and this policy has been followed since then. So from that time only it has started to followed. But one thing which is actually not told in this part, that is actually the government, they have told that those who are Supreme Court, sorry, not the government, Supreme Court, they have told that well-to-do people of this category, they will be excluded from this opportunity, they will not get this one. Okay, means those who are, maybe they are the socially and educationally backward classes people, they already their upliftment has done, so this the well-to-do people will not get. Okay, now next part, it is a need of government, need a political institution. What is the need for political institution? Now several arrangements are made in modern democracies which are called the institution, that we all are knowing. But democracy works well when this institution perform functions assigned to them. Okay, when this institution, they have to work in a proper way. Now first institution, that is the institution involve meetings, committee or the routines. This often leads to delay and complications. So institution always, they have to call the meeting, they have to go for routinely to meet each other, and they have to discuss any matter. Only maybe the decisions, it will take the time or it can be complicated, but it is required. Second is delay and complication in by institution are very useful, as they can opt for a wide set of people to consult. So this type of delay and complication, it is actually useful. Why? Because it gives the opportunity to that many people, they are involved and they will consult these things to all the people. Means any major decisions, they have to consult the wider set of people. Okay. Now, and the third point is institutions make it difficult to have a good decisions taken very quickly, but they also make it very difficult to rush through a bad decision. So institution make it difficult to have a good decision. So sometimes maybe if they are going for quickly, then they are not getting the, they are not going for the good decisions. But if they will give the time, maybe it can be difficult, but never they will go for the bad decisions. Okay, maybe it is difficult to rush through, but they never go for the bad decisions if they will take the time and go thorough. Now next is given, that is Parliament. 5.2, that is a Parliament. Now decisions are not directly taken in Parliament. Then who is taking the decisions? But parliamentary discussions on the report influence the shape of the decisions of the government. So these discussions bring pressure on the government to act. If parliament is not in favor of the decision, not be agree, if they are not giving their favor of the decision, then parliament can never, the government cannot, not the parliament, government cannot ahead and cannot implement the decision. Now why do we need parliament? It is very, very important. Why do we need a parliament? Then a parliament is an assembly of elected representatives and which exercises supreme political authority on behalf of the people. So supreme political power or authority is there behalf of the people. Where it is? In parliament. Because at the state level, this is called the legislature or legislative assembly. And the name may vary in different countries, but such an assembly exists in every democracy. So the state legislature is also known as legislative assembly at a state level. Okay, so legislature is known as legislative assembly. Now parliament exercise political authority on behalf of the people in many ways as listed. First list. Parliament is the final authority for making laws in any country. So it is very, very important that final authority for making laws in any country, it is in the parliament. Okay. and those who run the government can take decisions only when they get the support of parliament. And those who are taking the decisions, these persons, when they are getting the support of parliament, then only they can take this type of decisions. Parliament control all the money that governments have. Okay, all the money in the hand of parliament only. Parliament is the highest forum of discussion and debates on public issues and national policy in any country. And not only that, parliament is getting the highest forum of discussion. Any debates, any discussion, major issues, actually it is discussed in the parliament. And like national policies also in our country, it is also be discussed in our parliament only. Now we all are knowing the two houses of parliament. Okay, what are the two houses of parliament? One house is usually directly elected by the people and exercises the real power on behalf of the people. That is called the Lok Sabha. Okay, now so most of the large countries, they are having this type of parliament, which is also called the chambers of houses. So Lok Sabha, directly it is elected by the people and they are getting the real power on behalf of the people. And second house, it is usually elected indirectly and performs some special functions. So the most common work for the second house is to look after the interest of various states, regions and federal. So this is the second house, means the Rajya Sabha. Okay, so this is the work of Rajya Sabha, that they have to look after the interest of the various states, whatever their problem issues, and the federal units of the government. Now in India, parliament consists of two houses. That is, the two houses are known as, first one is Council of State or the Rajya Sabha, and House of the People or Lok Sabha. Now the President of India is a part of parliament, although he or she is not a member of either house. So all these laws made in the houses come into force only after receiving the assent of the president. So final decisions, when the presidents will be agree, then only that work can be done. Okay, any laws, it can be implemented. Now Indian constitution does give the Rajya Sabha some special powers over the states, but on most matters the Lok Sabha exercises supreme power. Here are some points. Okay, now so that actually the Rajya Sabha having the special power, but Lok Sabha is having the supreme power, because Lok Sabha members are the representative, elected representatives are there in the Lok Sabha. They are the people's representative. So that is the reason supreme power is in the Lok Sabha only. So any ordinary law needs to be passed by both the houses. But if there is a difference between the two houses, the final decisions is taken in a joint session in which members of both the houses sit together. The view of the Lok Sabha is likely to prevail in such a meeting, since there are a lot of many members of the Lok Sabha. So finally, that if anything, any disputes, any decisions when they are going to take, so that time joint session they are actually discuss that matter, and finally the Lok Sabha is taking the initiative. Now Lok Sabha exercise more power in money matters also, not only the laws but in money matters also, and Lok Sabha controls the Council of Ministers. Okay, so this is the our that Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, it is a part of our parliament, the two houses. Now next part we have to move, that is the political executive. Okay, now political executive, it is a different levels of any government. Functionaries take day-to-day decisions but do not exercise supreme power on behalf of the people. Okay, but all these functionaries are collectively known as the executive. So this executive is in charge of the execution of the policies of the government. Thus when we talk about the government, we usually mean the executive. So political executive means those who are actually implementing all these decisions or all this matter, everyday's decisions. Actually it is only the supreme power is getting by this political executive, means the leaders to whom we have chosen, okay, our representative. So they are the executive. Okay, now Political and permanent executive. Now, what is the difference between political and permanent executive? So, in democratic country, two categories executive we can see. One that is elected by the people for a specific period, means for the 5 years, okay, it is called the political executive, and political leaders who take a big decisions fall in this category, and all the political leaders are coming under this political executive. Now, second is people who are appointed on a long term basis are called the permanent executive or the civil services. Long term means till their retirement they can work as a permanent executive. These people are actually the government officers, okay, administrative officers. Now, civil servant. People working in civil services are called civil servants. They remain in office even when the ruling party changes. So, ruling party maybe after 5 years the party has changed, the ruling party has changed. Then also this permanent executive, they are working, they are changed. Maybe they are having the transferable job, they have to transfer one place to another place, but the thing is that till retirement they are working as a civil servant, and they remain in office even when the ruling party changes. These officers work under political executive and assist them in carrying out the day-to-day administration. And this actually, the political executive, they are not having that much of the knowledge, but permanent executive, they are having lots of knowledge about this administration, and that is the reason they are guide this political executive and carrying out their day-to-day administration work. They assist them, okay, this permanent executive, they assist the political executive. So in that way actually the political and permanent executive, they are working. Now next it is given that why is the minister more powerful than the civil servant? Maybe you are having this question, why is this minister more powerful than the civil servant? Because civil servant, they are more educated, they are more knowledgeable, they are only assist the political executive. Then how the political executive, they are more powerful than the civil servant or the permanent executive? So in a democracy, the will of the people is supreme. Okay, in democracy the will of the people is supreme. So they are the people representative, who? Political executive. So the minister is an elected representative of the people and thus empowered to exercise the will of the people in their behalf. And minister is finally answerable to whom? People, for all the consequences of his or her decision. So whatever they are doing, if they are answerable to the people, if the people are asking questions, they have to answerable to them. So that is why the minister takes all the final decisions, and the minister is not expected to be or an expert in the matters of her ministry. The minister takes the advice of experts of all technical matters and then takes the decision. So political that leaders or executive, they are not be expert one, they have to take the advice from this experts, means the permanent executive, and then only they are going to take any decisions. So I hope students up to there you have understood. So this is our first part. In next part I will continue the rest of the part. Okay, thank you to all of you.